In Roblox, there are 7 specific games that perfectly represent the 7 deadly sins. And we will start with the sin of greed. Pet Simulator X. Greed is defined as the excessive desire for material possessions and wealth, especially when one has to sacrifice something for it. If left unchecked, greed can completely destroy the things we value, which is exactly what happened to Pet Simulator X. When it was first released, it was a game where all players had equal opportunity to make progress. Everyone played the game trying to get certain rare pets, and although players could spend a little bit of money to get ahead, ultimately, it was all fair and free to play. Players could still get everything in the game by grinding a little. However, as time went along, Pet Simulator X started changing. With every update, the game gained more and more in-game purchases, more and more rare pets that could only be obtained by spending money. Eventually, pets became so rare that players could spend $5,000 without even getting what they wanted.
You see that they're not 10 trillion right now. They're 35 trillion gems for one of these things. 37, 28, 28.5. Titanic Cubert is 28.3 trillion gems. This is ridiculous.
With pets having 1 in 100 million odds, it became pretty much impossible to enjoy the game without spending money. But this isn't even the worst part about Pet Simulator X. On November 10th, 2021, it was announced that Pet Sim X was launching its own NFTs with some worth up to $10,000. Needless to say, players were outraged. First, this was against the Roblox terms of service. And second, NFTs worth thousands of dollars were being advertised to children with no concept of money. But despite all the backlash, Pet Sim X is just as pay to win as ever. It was a game that started off great, but was ultimately ruined due to greed. Something that can also be said for the next game that represents lust. Robloxian High School. The sin of lust is viewed as the craving for sexual pleasures, particularly when it results in sexual misconduct. For a kids platform, Roblox has a lot of sus games, especially in the roleplay genre. But there's something that makes Robloxian High School different. While it's true that sexual content can be found in games like Brookhaven and Royal High, they are generally viewed as negative by the game's standards. But what happens if the game doesn't want to stop the sexual activities happening in it? Robloxian High School started off as a normal roleplay game centered around high school. It became popular due to its unique avatar design feature, which allowed players to alter their avatar into pretty much whatever they wanted.
So I had an idea to start retexturing this face right here to make it even more terrifying. Wait, I'm gonna do something real quick. Wait. Wait. How do I get no face? I really need to figure out how to get no face.
First, it was just players putting on outfits that they couldn't normally afford on regular Roblox. Soon though, people started using this feature to create sexualized avatars. And as the game's popularity dropped, these kinds of players became the only thing keeping it alive. So instead of taking action against this behavior, the game instead removed all moderation, allowing players to do whatever they wanted. In the process, although they managed to keep the game somewhat alive, it became unplayable for regular people. Fortunately, in recent times, moderation is being taken more seriously, so there's some hope that Robloxian High School might take back its honor, unlike the next game which had no honor in the first place. Toilet Tower Defense. It embodies the sin of sloth, which is a state of mind that's apathetic, lazy, and sluggish. Back in 2023, a strange show was slowly gaining attention, until suddenly, it took over the entire internet. Overnight, Skibidi Toilet was everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, you name it. No matter what social media it was, the show got tens of millions of views. Eventually, on June 17th, a dev team called Talantric Development released a game to capitalize on the massive success of Skibidi Toilet. They named it Toilet Tower Defense. It is a tower defense game, except all units are replaced by Skibidi Toilet characters. In terms of concept, that's pretty much it. The game doesn't have any other thought put into it. Toilet tower defense lacks any originality. The gameplay mechanics are no different from any generic tower defense game, and all characters are taken from Skibidi Toilet.
Shouldn't his wheels at least make the wheels like they're moving? Come on now, let's get some effort into this game, or else I'm gonna take over. What's going on here? All right, they're actually not insta-cleaning everything now. I still can't tell if this is Splash. Can we have multiple toilets come out at the same time? Apparently not. Okay, well.
The graphics aren't particularly good, and the gameplay loop isn't really engaging. And yet, it has somehow managed to amass more than 4.1 billion visits in less than 1 year. This game doesn't have any identity of its own, and it's only there to take advantage of the popularity of its source material, which is also the case for the game that exemplifies envy, LankyBox Simulator. Despite having a channel with more than 38 million subscribers, LankyBox is probably the most universally hated Roblox channel ever. In early 2024, when their massive TikTok account with 10 million followers got banned, the vast majority of the Roblox community was celebrating.
LankyBox has been banned on TikTok. 10 million followers banned. Guys, stop saying W. All right, we don't. We can't be happy that another person got their account banned. Okay, jeez, y'all are brutal. Y'all are so brutal. Y'all keep saying W. Oh my God.
Still, considering the size of their channel, you would be stupid to think that their Roblox game wouldn't succeed. Or would you? The sin of envy is the desire to obtain the possessions and success of others. Although they have success that regular people can only dream of, it seems that LankyBox wasn't satisfied with just owning the largest Roblox channel in the world. No, they wanted to own the largest Roblox game as well. So on June 15th, 2021, they announced the release of their game, LankyBox Simulator, in a video that now has 1.4 million views.
Oh, and we're in the official LankyBox Simulator Roblox game! No way, guys, this is our brand new game that we helped develop. It's a ton of fun. Make sure to go check it out, because later in this video, we're actually gonna give you some top secret codes so you can enter them in the game and get free coins. Bro, hey, let's go hack some boxies and foxies. Okay.
The game was as generic as it could be. You defeat botted enemies to get coins and use those coins to buy pets. But due to their fame, LankyBox Simulator got an impressive 21 million visits. However, they weren't exactly ready to keep those visitors playing, because these days, the game doesn't even average 5 active players. It's simply too bland and boring. The map is too small, there isn't much to do, and the concept of using pets to attract kids is far too overdone. Thus, this game suffered one of the biggest downfalls in Roblox history. Just like the next game that also suffered a big downfall, but for a very different reason. The Hood. The Hood is the perfect example of wrath, which simply refers to uncontrollable feelings of anger and hatred. It is a street gang role-playing game where players run around the map to kill each other. With only its concept, this placement already starts to make some sense. However, there's a deeper reason why the Hood represents the sin of wrath: toxicity. The Hood players are by far the worst type of players in the game, in my experience. Went in because I heard the game was fun, got killed several times without even knowing how to defend myself, then went into Discord to ask for help and was asked to send feet pics for instruction. The game is the player base. Don't play the game, let it die. These kinds of experiences aren't rare among people who try to play this game.
You're just scared to 1v1 me without a mask on. You're just scared of getting clipped. Admit it, it's okay.
Who's gonna clip me?
Me? I'll clip you.
Yo, you're funny, bro.
I am funny. That's why you're scared to take off the mask. You're not a star. You already had your mask off before I asked, bro.
In Roblox, The Hood is possibly the most toxic game that can be found. Most new players are treated like complete garbage, making it really hard for newer players to get into the game. This is causing a slow downfall of The Hood. At its peak, it was one of the most popular games in Roblox, but due to the innate wrath that can be found in it, it is slowly fading into obscurity. Much like the next game that represents the sin of gluttony, Adopt Me. In 2021, Adopt Me set a world record on Roblox by reaching 1.9 million concurrent players. Simply put, it was ridiculous. 1.9 million people playing a single game at the same time was unheard of. This record goes to show how insanely popular Adopt Me used to be at its prime. To add more to its achievement, the previous two records were 1.8 million and 1.6 million, both achieved by the same game. Adopt Me first started as a game where players could roleplay as parents to adopt and raise a baby. It was fairly successful, but in June 2019, with the addition of pets, everything changed. By the end of the year, the game reached 3 billion visits, and only 1 year after that, 20 billion. But throughout all this, issues were slowly arising as well. See, as Adopt Me began seeing more and more success, it began adding more and more updates in a way that didn't make sense. Instead of continuing what made it successful, Adopt Me began copying other games. This hurts. A game that was one of the best, a game in which it was fun and interesting to spend time, has turned into an ordinary farming simulator. It hurts to remember that this game was fun and interesting. Contrary to popular belief, gluttony is the overconsumption and overindulgence in anything. Adopt Me abandoned what it had to overindulge in common Roblox game tactics, and it had to pay the price with its popularity. But we can't say Adopt Me has completely fallen off, as it still manages to get hundreds of thousands of concurrent players. And while that's nothing compared to its peak, it's still a lot. Unlike the embodiment of Pride, which has indeed completely fallen off. MeepCity, 15.9 billion visits but only a few thousand concurrent players. This game has suffered the most glorious downfall in all of Roblox, and it all started back in January 2017. By then, MeepCity had been out for a little over a year and was raking in tens of thousands of players. But on this fateful day, a feature was added that would soon alter the future forever. Parties. Parties were separate servers that players could create. They could build things as they like and invite their friends or strangers to have fun. In these servers, they had complete freedom with no rules for what they could and couldn't do. This level of player-driven gameplay was so revolutionary that only a year later, MeepCity became the first ever Roblox game to hit 1 billion visits. But under the surface of this huge success, there was one thing slowly eating away MeepCity. The parties that made MeepCity so famous were also used for
put on this outfit real quick. Moment of truth. If the screen is blurred right now, that means that this outfit is, to put it lightly, something that I'm gonna have to censor. Now, look at these people looking at me. They're staring at it. This is exactly what happened the last time I played MeepCity, and it took me 4 minutes again. 2 out of 2 times that I've played MeepCity for a video, I have seen uncensored naked women. Most of these MeepCity parties have like an outfit room where they show off all of the outfits like this. That's where I actually got this one, to be honest. Oh, the beds where you do the thing, you know, the thing-a-ling, the hokey pokey. I love those in MeepCity. I love it when MeepCity players do that. That's so cool.
However, nothing was done to fix this. When you have the position of number 1, there are certain privileges that you come to expect. The success starts blinding you, and you start thinking that you won't be punished no matter what you do. Pride is seen as an excessive estimation of one's own abilities and status. And if there's one thing that led to the downfall of MeepCity, it was pride. Despite the game becoming more and more dangerous for players every single day, nothing was done to prevent it. There was no moderation to stop young children from discovering things that traumatized them for life. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years passed, and yet nothing. What started as a passion project had now become a wasteland of online daters and sexual activities. Out of pride, MeepCity had refused to take accountability, and now it was time to pay the price. On February 16th, 2022, Roblox terminated MeepCity for adult content. In a last-ditch effort to save the game, the parties were removed, but it was too late. Although MeepCity was removed from termination, it was now just a shadow of its former self, and thus, to pay for its sins, it was left to rot away and slowly die.